All right, so the Packers closed down a fun Friday night slate with a win over the Broncos, but we got a stacked Saturday of ball ready for you, starting at 1 o'clock Eastern time in Cleveland with the Bills and Browns live on NFL Network, followed by 3 additional games live on the network, finishing up the Cowboys and Cardinals at 10. You'll see the Chiefs and Bucks at 7:30 over on the ESPN app. Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is NFL Game Day Final from our NFL Network newsroom in Los Angeles alongside the Super Bowl champion, Michael Robinson. I am Brett Lewis, and thank you, Broncos and Packers, for a treat, especially in the first half, getting to see Bo Nix and Jordan Love run the first-team offenses. And let's go back to that, Mike, because that was some of the best operation we've seen of the preseason thus far for both these quarterbacks.
Absolutely. You saw Bo Nix getting his first preseason action. He looked absolutely smooth. He looked good. But we're showing Jordan Love first. Jordan Love hitting a big-time explosive pass right here, and it's a fumble.
This kind of went back and forth, right?
Yes,
Patrick Surtain looked like he had ripped this ball out, but instead it was Watson's knee that was on the ground. Something to follow, though. Riley Moss, who recovered that fumble, was a little bit banged up, holding his ribs as he came off. So we'll follow that storyline.
This is a 4th and inches.
Matthew Golden's strong hands there with Surtain ripping at it.
Absolutely, and a great throw by Jordan Love. This is what you want from Jordan Love, getting him on the move, bootlegs. Does a great job getting his shoulders turned, getting the completion to Watson.
How about that hit from Surtain?
I know. That was pretty cool to see from a quarterback.
Yeah.
I love it.
Hey, that's the Defensive Player of the Year back in
Texas,
24.
Yeah.
Jordan Love. Marshawn Lloyd. Good night to be a 2024 Day 2 draft pick as a running back. Marshawn Lloyd getting his first ever touchdown in a Packers uniform. He's been banged up a bunch, so that was good to see. And the Packers went up 7-0. Back come the Broncos, though.
Hey, there it is. Explosive pass, Bo Nix, Jalen Waddle. This is the reason why this kid is on this team. Little switch release, 9 route. Bo did a great job dropping it in the bucket.
Did you see the separation from the break point? It was like 4 yards of separation from the moment he made that little stutter move and helping the Broncos get in position for this. A 21-yard touchdown toss. Bo Nix dropping it in the bucket to R.J. Harvey out of the backfield.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. You get one-on-one with a running back like that, you better throw it to him, Bo.
And he does, and they get it done. Edgerrin Cooper in tight coverage, but some good hands from R.J. Harvey, the second-year running back. All right, let's talk a little bit about what we saw here, especially from Bo Nix. Again, first action since the fractured ankle back in the divisional round of the playoffs. And looks like the operation, also with Davis Webb now in his ear calling the plays, pretty smooth.
Yeah, it looked smooth. He looked confident. He looked comfortable. He had great command over the offense, talking about Bo Nix. And to see that explosive pass off of that switch release 9 route to Jalen Waddle, that's what you're seeing right here. I mean, I thought it was awesome. He had a defender bearing down on him, and he still was able to step up in the pocket and make an accurate throw. And Jalen Waddle, his speed, you mentioned it, automatically from the release, there was 4 yards of separation instantly. And this is an offense that I'm not so sure is used to having that type of separation. It's only going to help Bo Nix out even more. And when you get more space in this offense, when they get more explosive passing, that's when this running game, that's when J.K. Dobbins, Jonah Coleman, and those guys can get going. If this team has a run game, I'm talking about a real run game. I mean, last year they were the middle of the pack.
Middle pack, yeah.
But I'm talking if they could get up to 135, 140 yards rushing a game, oh, my God. Watch out, AFC, because they got a quarterback. The Denver Broncos are going to be scary.
Yeah, didn't see a ton in the run game tonight for the Broncos. Not tonight. Jonah Coleman, 3 carries, just 9 yards. Limited work there. R.J. Harvey, just the 1 carry, but you did see what he can do in the pass game. I think with preseason, you're always looking for morsels, right? Just little tidbits to kind of lead you into what we might see in the regular season. And if that Jalen Waddle catch is something, I know it was just 1 catch, but you saw a lot within the framework of that 1 play.
And again, even when he caught the ball, you saw him still away from people.
Well, he was kind of fumbling with the football.
Because he was running away from the ball almost. And again, Sean Payton, it's a good problem to have, right? A guy that a speedy guy that you're trying to find opportunities to get him the football. It's only going to make your offense better. It's only going to make guys around him better.
Yeah, and then, we'll get the tight ends involved, too. There's a lot of options for the Denver Broncos, including the vet, Cortland Sutton. We haven't talked about a ton either. All right, let's get to the other side of this matchup. Jordan Love opened the game, sending his Packers first-team offense out there. And that's a good look for the Packers here this evening. And you love that little Texas route right there.
Yeah, I love the Texas route. I ran a bunch of Texas routes in my day, back in the day. But for Jordan, and I talked about it in the pregame, I wanted to see him how he reacts under pressure. Now, he didn't see a lot of pressure in this game, but like this play right here, this is 4th and inches. And he talked about this offseason being more situationally aware and just having his antennas up and being more aware in certain situations. And you saw in that situation right there, he was on it. He made a great fake. He made an accurate throw. You saw Matthew Golden show some strong hands on that catch. And again, if Jordan Love can be if he can be excellent under pressure, if he can, you know, be that franchise quarterback when maybe the team isn't good enough to actually win the game, but he actually puts the team on his back and carry them, if he can do that, Green Bay Packers, man, NFC better watch out.
And it looks like the Packers have found themselves a kicker. The rookie, Trey Smack, did just that, putting foot to ball in this one. 4 field goals, made all of them, including 2 from 50+. How about Micah Parsons saying, let's go, teammate?
Oh, yeah.
Trey Smack. Well, I mean, you can spell it out from there, but that's the kind of reaction that making those types of field goals leaves you with. So good to hear from Micah on this night as we await his return to the regular season. All right, speaking of returns, Geno Smith making a triumphant return back to New York, team that drafted him back in the 2nd round 2013 draft, and he connects with A.D. Mitchell early on in this one.
Yeah, and this is what Geno can do. If he has a clean pocket, Geno has seen almost every single type of a defense in the National Football League. He's been around for forever. If he has a clean pocket, he can still spin it with the best of them.
Yeah, Mason Taylor there, the second-year tight end, 10 yards, and then we'll go back to Garrett Wilson, sliding grab down on the sideline, and things were grooving.
The bootleg action right there. Get
Jelani Woods.
Get Geno on the edge, turn his shoulders, get the throw, touchdown. That's a great play.
7-0. Geno 7 for 7, perfect on that opening drive, 65 yards. That would end his night.
Ooh,
David Bailey, number 2 overall pick in this year's draft out of Texas Tech. Watch him here.
He won't warming up in that shot just there. He just don't wear wristbands or gloves or nothing. He just gets to the quarterback, right?
Man, I don't need all this nonsense. Let me go sack this quarterback.
That's a grown man. Look at that first step. You see the hop. You see how he gets around. The first round tackle, you know.
Yeah, that's so good news for the Jets. It's, you know, for your Steelers fan, you're seeing the struggles continue for Broderick Jones. The tackle. All right, no Aaron Rodgers on this night, taking on his ex-team, the Jets. We saw Will Howard, rookie last year, get the start, and he gets picked here by Andre Sisco.
At least he made the tackle. Okay, yes. I do like that he made the tackle. No, can't throw that football up in there. I know Will wish he had that play.
Jets' first interception since preseason week number 3 last year.
Stop it.
Wouldn't be the last.
Another one? What?
Yes.
Go ahead, Rick.
Come on. Aaron Glenn, who had 24 career interceptions, is a player for the Jets. Now watching his squad turn the ball over. Samuel Womack.
Come on now.
With that pick. Jets 2 turnovers in the first half. All right, let's talk Drew Aller. Penn State in the house here, and Rob.
Come on, Drew. Drop it in the bucket. Show him that arm talent, baby. Drop it right there on the sideline. This is what Drew can do. He has tremendous arm talent. He still is a little raw, but he can throw it.
38-yard pass to Lake McCree, rookie tight end out of USC. So 3 plays later, though, can't get away from Chase Wilson. Sacked for a loss of 9. Steelers missed the field goal, still getting shut out. Aller still getting sacked. 3 times he went down. Steelers fall 17-0. Here's Aaron Glenn after the dub.
Very, very efficient. I mean, I think he had 2 third-down completions within that. He threw to 5 different receivers within that drive. He looked very comfortable. That's exactly what we were looking for, you know. So, but again, we still have some things we got to work on because our run game wasn't where it needs to be, you know. So we're going to take a good hard look at that and make sure we clean that up.
Do you feel like you've seen enough from Geno now with this game, or would you consider playing him next week?
Well, that's not even a thought process right now. You know, I want to make sure I look at this game and see exactly the things that we got to clean up so we can get right into practice and start to work on those things. And that's offense, defense, and special teams. So yeah, I don't want to make any decisions on that right now.
So Geno, perfect, 7 for 7, 65 yards, averaging almost 10 yards an attempt as well, kind of pushing the ball down the field, had the touchdown to Woods. One of the receivers that he completed it to happened to be one of his own offensive linemen, Dylan Parham, after a ball was knocked down. Everything was coming up Geno tonight.
Yeah.
And Rob, what'd you like about the performance?
Well, I think we saw the best version of Geno. When Geno, again, he's clean pockets. he understands all the coverages, all of those things. He can still spin it, right? He can still find completions, and that was my concern coming into this year for Geno. Just, dude, you're elite when you find completions. But when you're looking for the highlight plays, that's when the bad plays come up. And I thought tonight Geno just got in his bag. He got in a rhythm. They moved him around a little bit. He moved in the pocket when he had to find space to find receivers. If Aaron Glenn could get this version of a quarterback, right, then he could put a lot more of his attention on the defense so they can get those interceptions, so they can get after the quarterback and some of those things. And I think this is exactly why Geno Smith was brought into this organization.
Competency and efficiency. You saw it on full display tonight for Geno Smith. Nearly a perfect quarterback rating after that one. Again, small sample size, but he made it sing tonight for the New York Jets. On the defensive side of the ball, obviously we showed you the highlights from David Bailey. I would imagine those continue as we get to the regular season for a player with that kind of skill set.
Yeah, I think what David Bailey has been showing and what we have seen in college, every offense around the National Football League, when they play the Jets, they're just going to write 31 up on the board and circle it and say, this guy, okay, wherever he is, make sure big guys blocking him. Don't put him on a back. Don't put him on a tight end. Make sure a couple of people's eyes are looking at him. This guy can't wreck our game plan. And that's exactly what this New York Jets defense needs. Yeah. They need somebody that's going to force the offensive line to worry about him so that secondary can, sit around and get picks and lay on routes and things like that. David Bailey, that dude can rush the ball.
And just wait till that big nose tackle, Devondre Sweat, gets up in there for the New York Jets, too. I think there's a lot to like there. And we saw some good stuff from Cade Klubnik, the rookie quarterback. He went 10 of 14, 75 yards for the New York Jets. Speaking of rookie quarterbacks, we saw Drew Aller tonight compared with Will Howard. Those were the only two that took snaps for the Steelers at quarterback. Look, I mean, Will Howard threw 2 picks tonight, M-Rob, and then Drew Aller was sub 50% completing passes. It was a hard night to be a Steelers quarterback against this Jets defense. Let's hear from their head coach, Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, I have no concern. So far we've had 2 opportunities to compete, so they're, they've played at big schools. They both those guys grew up playing quarterback. I don't see any blank in their performance, so they communicate very well, during, our process of